Hello, hi, and welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a general message for Pisces. Almost forgot what the hell I was doing. What's going on, Pisces? How are you guys doing? Welcome to your reading for September. Wherever you guys are in the world, I hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and secure. Please take good care of yourselves and those that you know and love, okay? Pisces, no announcements. Anything you want from me, it is in the description box already, okay? Let's start your reading. First card out, Son of Pentacles, aka the Knight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. All right, so what does that mean? Initially, that means an emphasis on your money or your material worth, material wealth, material wellness, okay? Whether that be actual dollars in the bank, could mean your health and wellness, you know, how you're feeling about your physical body, how you're feeling about your spiritual body, things like this. So basically things that are tangible and worth something to you, or things that support or facilitate you having a healthful life, okay? Now, what do we got? Well, I see for some of you, this is a choice in what to do with your career, where you've been up until this point, Eight of Pentacles, steady, secure, you've worked hard, you've worked diligently, and it's given you like a little nest egg, or it's given you something that you can rely on, or something that you feel protective of. Money saved in the bank, a certain, benefits package. Maybe, many of you will be supporting other people in terms of children and spouses and family members, things like this. And that's fine. To continue down that path is certainly workable. You've proven yourself to be capable of continuing on that trajectory with that commitment. The job itself, or what you expect out of the job, or what you are actually doing on the day-to-day basis is fine. It's manageable. It's workable. There isn't a challenge, and maybe that's a problem for some of you, is that you know the job so well, you're comfortable there. Maybe you're seeking a challenge, and that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like the sure thing is great, but it's a sure thing. It could be boring, it could be monotonous, it could be, in some cases, even though money is here, it might not be enough money. Maybe you're wanting more, right? And given what this is, a spider web, right? Why does a spider construct a web anyway? Partially, they live there, I'm pretty sure. But the other part is so that they can catch prey and that they can feed themselves. And, this illustration is just the spider on the web. There's no fly. There's no other creature there for it to cocoon and feed off of, right? So it could be that, you want to expand. You want more opportunities. You want more money. You want more security, whatever it is. And your job simply has tapped out. Maybe where you are, you've reached the top earning that you could reach. There's no extension of benefits, your benefits package. Maybe, I don't know many places that do this, but maybe your benefits are only for you and they don't extend to spouses or children or something like that. I don't know many places that do that, but I think they might exist. There's something there where it's good, but it could be better. Or there's a potential for things to be better elsewhere. That's where we're over here with the Two of Pentacles and the Son of Pentacles. What else is out there? Curiosity. I wouldn't say like you're brimming with curiosity. I wouldn't say it's like bubbling over inside of you and you feel like you can't contain it and you've got to get these answers today. But there is like this, like temperature check. Like, let me do a little Googling. Let me do a little research. What would happen if I did change jobs? What would happen if this isn't about changing jobs, because the decision point is coming from the Two of Pentacles and weighing out options is coming there. So if it's not about changing jobs, it could just be weighing out options in terms of how to invest your money. If this is about your health and wellness, maybe your primary doctor is great, but let me see what happens if I go down this holistic path. Or maybe this is about, what's that? Like diet, exercise, things like this. So maybe you've been a standard omnivore, not standard, but a very typical omnivore of human of human consumption of food. And maybe you're like, oh, maybe I should try the vegan path, or maybe what is it? What is keto like? What is this like? You're doing that research. You're considering the options and making slow. I wouldn't even say you're making progress at this point, Pisces, because if you look at the young deer there, I don't know what you would call it, adolescent deer, but the head is towards the ground, is looking down. It's not looking out and over, and considering the surrounding. It's like focused on the floor, right? So there is like this studying, which is unlike a knight, because studying and absorbing information, or being interested in getting sort of the foundation of things settled, is kind of the page's jobs or the daughter's jobs. They kind of survey and plot things out, and then the son or the knight usually executes the plan. So maybe you're slowly graduating towards this enacting place or this enacting time, but for now you're showing up as somebody who's just typing something into Google, calling up a friend, talking to a colleague, getting as much information as possible so that you can make the best decision for yourself. For now, the way things are, Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, it serves you. It's certainly not disruptive, or at most it just seems really routine, really boring. It seems really, there might be for some of you, from what I understand, building a web like that, it takes some time, it takes some finessing, and there's all kinds of things that can ruin the work that the spider puts in to construct that web. So for some of you, it could be that it's like you do work very hard, but there are times where other situations, people, unforeseen circumstances kind of pop up, and it kind of wrecks what you've created for yourself. And maybe that's also what's going on. As much as you do have a bit of a nest egg with the Four of Pentacles sitting on the end here, it's not enough. So maybe where you're working, you're able to save money, but it's not enough. Maybe you have incurred, because again, this is all Pentacles, so it can deal with your health. Maybe some of you have incurred some medical bills, some medical expenses that you didn't account for, and that had you tap into your savings. So now where you had $15,000, maybe now you're down to like, $5,000. Because of some unforeseen expense that now maybe you're working overtime, maybe you're looking for, maybe not even a change of job, maybe you're just looking for a second job, something supplementary. Yeah? Okay. So let's see what else is going on here. I don't think we need to clarify anything for you, Pisces. So let's build on the story. What else is happening here for Pisces? Give me more on this story. Number one, congratulations. Your reading is not really involving other people too much. This is you focused on your bottom line, bottom dollar, focused on your foundations. This is a relief as the reader who's done 11 signs before you. I'm so happy that you're not showing up with drama with other people. Personally, I'm relieved. Anyway, what else is happening in this storyline for Pisces? Give me more, please. And maybe you're happy about that too. Maybe you're like, oh my God, I definitely don't want people drama. All right, what else is happening? Show me. Come on. There's a little bit of it. Okay. There we go. There's one. Four of Swords. Okay. And one more, please. Okay. What a repeating energy. A lot of Empress this month. Okay, so Four of Swords, the Moon in reverse, and then the Empress. Moon, that's you guys, Piscean energy, and then the Empress, Libra, and Taurus. You could be dealing, but you don't have to be. Okay. All right, so yeah. This feels like iron is hot energy, like striking when the iron is hot. Being attuned to, like having, like, what is this I'm doing? Like, I'm not going to show you because I can't, but like, it's like when you see in a movie or a cartoon or something, like somebody's exploring, they're like backpacking across, terrain, and they lick their finger and point it up to the sky so that I guess they can feel like the way the wind is blowing, something like that. So like navigation. Thank you. It's another journeying navigation. I think that's important right now. And I think knowing when to move, when to make the call is super important. Now, interestingly enough, with the moon in reverse there, I get the sense that for some of you, your intuition isn't the primary source of information or insight. Even though we've got the third eye on the lamb lit up, and the Four of Swords is a card about rest and reflection, and taking time to really, feel your feelings, think your thoughts, parse through information, things like that, I think is important. But it's not the end-all be-all is what they're giving me. There's a lot of power coming from the Empress. Now, interestingly enough, Pisces, I feel the Empress isn't you. I think that some of you have a confidant, a friend, a close family member who is the Empress. Or in some senses, like going back to where for some of you, this is a story surrounding your health and your wellness. This is like an alternative doctor or an alternative... I don't know what their credentials are or would be, but there's like somebody who has a different way of seeing your medical issues, problems, conditions. And not to say that they're some type of, miracle worker. In some cases, they could be a quack, just to be fair, because I don't know specifically who you're talking to or what you're dealing with. But there's some external person who is going to give you the answer, even if the answer is a non-answer. What do I mean by that? So like I just said, maybe you do go down the route of holistic healing. And some people in that vein, in that area, they're quacks, straight up. Just the same way a traditional Western doctor can be a quack. All right. So neither, branch of practice or philosophy is more correct than the other. No. But the person themselves, they might be a quack, and they might give you advice that's terrible or advice that's questionable, if not terrible. And in that erroneous, incorrect, off, weird advice that they give you, that's the answer. Does that make sense? So basically, if you're saying, oh, I feel really, like, I'm going to use something so ridiculous, right? I feel really fatigued and I'm tired all the time. Help me, doctor. Help me, alternative medicine doctor. And they say to you, you know what you need? You need to smoke 3 Cuban cigars a week. And you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. And they like pull out all kinds of charts and they like, oh, there was this study done in Ukraine or some shit like that. No offense to Ukraine, BT dubs. But whatever. You're just like, that doesn't seem right. No. And the rejection of this person's answer is the answer. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So whether it's good advice or bad advice, I think that the Empress, this external person or entity or whatever it is kind of going to give you the insight that you were looking for. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. What else here? Okay, thank you. So the trouble with the Empress is this person would be a good sales pitcher, or they would seem like they know what they're talking about. So that's where this studying and discernment that we talked about in the top line, you doing your due diligence, you Googling, you reading up, with the Four of Swords and the Moon a little bit, being in a self-reflective place, whether they give you good advice or bad advice, maybe that's it. You need to be affirmed in what you intuitively know. You can't trust I can't say you can't, because you should. And more often than more often than not, that's going to be the advice that you receive on this channel from me, is that you need to trust yourself, trust your own advice, trust your own gut. Yes? But there are times where we need outside perspective. We need someone else coming in and kind of giving us affirmation, or giving us confirmation, or giving us, no, that ain't it, Pisces. Giving us the thing that we can't see. So I think that's the benefit of the Empress, whether or not they're correct in what they provide to you, the fact that they are an external source, the fact that they, how can I say this? They just bring something to the table that you don't expect, or that you couldn't come to on your own. You couldn't know what they know. You couldn't have guessed or suggested it. They provide it. And that's helpful to you, whether or not it's quote unquote good or bad. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Pretty straightforward reading. I don't think we even need any more information down here. I think it's pretty clear. I mean, and that's the other thing I think is going on here with the moon being in reverse, 4 swords on deck, and all the pentacles up there. I don't get the sense that your circumstances are rushed, and I don't get the sense that you feel panicked. I think that there's a certain adjustment that you want to make, or that you might need to make, that you're, trying to properly gauge. You're trying to understand, all right, things are probably going to need to shift. Things are probably going to have to, be adjusted. When do I make the adjustment? To what degree or emphasis do I make these adjustments? To what extremes do I make these adjustments? Let me go ahead and do my research now. Let me go ahead and seek out outside sources to either confirm or deny what I think is a good idea for myself, intuitively speaking. Yes, okay. What is the potential outcome here for Pisces in this situation? What is the potential outcome for Pisces here? Show me. Potential outcome for Pisces, please, in this situation. Thank you. Maybe, okay, it's very late in the day, but for some of you, this was about like a business and your potential to expand your business. Like maybe you were thinking of buying a storefront. Maybe you have an online business and you were thinking of maybe buying a brick and mortar place, or you already have a brick and mortar. Maybe you're trying to expand and get a second or third location, something like that. This idea of expansion, I think the Empress could signal that. This is a person who maybe can help you facilitate that, or would give you advice on that. So this could be a realtor, and the realtor might say, oh, that location you've picked out is great, or it's terrible. But if, something feels off in the information that they give you, get a second opinion. And that, again, would apply to even your medical advice. Get a second, third, fourth opinion if you can, okay? Now, your potential outcome is the Magician. Secondary major for Gemini and Virgo. Could be dealing, but you don't have to be. But there you are, driver's seat. Absolutely. Able to manifest what you choose. Good things, bad things, neutral things, helpful things, detrimental things, whatever. You are capable, more than capable, Pisces. And I think you know that. I don't think this is a shock to you. It might be, it might be like, oh man, like more responsibility, more action is required of me, more of my input is required, or something like that. Because for some of you, it can be a little overwhelming what you're going through. And you might want other people to step in and take over for a while. Like if this was a cross-country trip here in the States, that ain't no day trip, No offense, UK. You can't get to the other side of the United States in a day or two. It takes 3 or 4 days, A lot of road to travel, yeah? So it's like being told you're going to do this road trip, but you're doing it by yourself. And it's like, man, that means I got to rest more. That means I got to take my pep pills. Don't do that. That's not good. But you know what I mean? It's like, I wish I had a partner, or I wish I had a co-pilot or something like that, who could take over for a couple of hours while I get a nap in the back seat. Yeah. So for some of you, being the primary person in charge is kind of daunting. And maybe that filters even back to the job scenario. Maybe you don't want to be a boss, but that could be the decision that you come to. Do I want to take this promotion? It's more money, but more responsibility. I'm in the driver's seat, nobody else, right? Pisces, that's your reading for September. If this reading resonated, if it made sense to you, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I'd love to read it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, friends. Go ahead and do it. But you don't have to if you don't want to. I don't force people to do anything. Anyway, if you're interested in working with me in a personal capacity, you can look below and see how to do that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, Pisces. Take care. Bye.